Imagine stumbling upon a fragile, helpless creature, abandoned and crying out in desperation. What would you do? Would you walk away, assuming nature must take its course, or would you listen to the quiet voice inside urging you to step in and help? This is exactly the choice Jo faced one fateful day, and her decision would change not just her life, but that of an unlikely companion. A small, abandoned crow, destined to be just another casualty of the wild, found an unexpected family, a loving home, and, most surprisingly, a best friend in Jo's loyal dog, Xena. But this is no ordinary pet story. This is about resilience, unexpected friendships, and the sheer power of kindness. Stay with us, because what happens next will warm your heart and make you rethink everything you know about the bonds between humans and animals. It was an ordinary morning, just like any other. Jo stepped outside, taking in the crisp air, expecting another routine day. But as she walked through her backyard, she heard something unusual, a faint, high-pitched cry. She followed the sound and found a tiny, shivering crow chick lying helplessly in the grass. It looked around frantically, as if searching for its mother, its small, featherless body trembling. Jo knew the harsh truth. Without help, the chick wouldn't make it. She hesitated, knowing that wild animals often struggle in human care. But as she looked at the tiny creature, she felt an undeniable pull. She carefully picked up the little ball of feathers, her heart pounding. She had no idea then that this single act of kindness would lead to an extraordinary story of love, trust, and loyalty. As she held the tiny chick in her hands, Jo knew she had a choice to make. Should she take it to a wildlife rescue? Could she nurse it back to health herself? Every instinct told her to give this little one a chance. She gently cradled the chick and brought it inside. Naming him Peep, she vowed to give him a fighting chance while making sure he retained his wild instincts. Determined to provide the best care, Jo built a cozy nest inside a large barrel, tucked safely away in her backyard. She researched tirelessly, learning the delicate balance of feeding Peep properly, ensuring he developed strong instincts while still feeling safe in her presence. Days turned into weeks, and with each passing moment, Jo saw something incredible happening. Peep wasn't just growing stronger, he was growing attached. He followed Jo with curious eyes, hopping closer each day, his tiny wings flapping in excitement when she approached. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. Enter Xena, Jo's German shepherd, a large, powerful dog with a heart just as gentle. At first, Jo was cautious. Would Xena see Pempy as prey? But what unfolded was something no one could have predicted. Peep, instead of fearing Xena, was fascinated by her. He hopped around her, observing her every move. And Xena? She was just as intrigued. What began as careful interactions soon turned into playful moments, where Pepe would peck at Xena's tail, and Xena would nuzzle the tiny bird with astonishing gentleness. It was the most heartwarming sight, two creatures so vastly different, forming an unbreakable bond. As Pepe grew, so did his skills. One day, after many small attempts, he spread his wings and took flight. Jo watched with a mix of pride and sadness. Would this be it? Would Pepe finally leave to embrace his wild nature? But Pepe had other plans. Though he enjoyed his new ability to soar, he always came back. Every morning, he greeted Jo with excited chirps, and every evening, he nestled safely near his chosen family. He wasn't just a pet. He was a companion, a loyal friend who had chosen to stay. Even on their daily walks, Pepe would accompany Jo and Xena, flying above, perching on branches, keeping a watchful eye on his family. But not everyone understood this unusual friendship. The other crows watched in bewilderment. They perched on nearby trees, cocking their heads as if trying to make sense of it all. A crow living among humans and a dog? It was unheard of. Yet Pepe seemed unbothered. He had found his place, his home, and his family. Jo often wondered, what if she had walked away that day? What if she had ignored the tiny cries coming from the grass? The thought made her shudder, because from that one small act of kindness, a bond had been formed that defied logic, expectations, and even nature itself. Jo Peep and Xena's story isn't just about a rescued crow. It's about love, connection, and the way kindness has the power to bridge even the widest gaps between species. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected friendships turn out to be the most beautiful. And if this story moved you, if it made you see the world a little differently, share it. Because kindness is contagious, and you never know whose life you might touch with a simple act of compassion. If you believe in the power of kindness, If stories like this warm your heart, make sure to subscribe. There are so many more untold stories of love, resilience, and the incredible connections that exist all around us. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and remember, every act of kindness, no matter how small, never goes unnoticed.